Just a warning that in this video I will be talking about things of sexual nature, including sex workers, and disability. So if either makes you feel uncomfortable, stop watching now. I have discussed this before, but I define feminism as choice. Choice to do whatever you want to do as long as it does not directly hurt others. That applies to everything in life, not just feminism for me. I think you should be able to do whatever you want to do, and as long as it doesn't have dire consequences on other people. So I just thought I'd get that out of the way before I start discussing this topic of sex work. I support those women who choose to have sex for money. Of course, I do not support illegal prostitution or trafficking. That's not what I'm discussing in this video. This video is about grown women who choose to have sex for money and who choose to call themselves sex workers, and specifically in this video, sex workers who decide to work with disabled clients. There is a lot of stigma around sex work. I don't think that will ever go away, because I think a lot of people will have heebie-jeebies, for lack of a better word, about the fact that some people choose to sell their bodies for money, to have sex for money. I personally don't have a problem with it as long as it's your choice and it's not hurting anyone else. Go for your life. It is not my personal dream to be a sex worker. I could not do it. But for those who can and enjoy it and have it as their job, then fantastic. And even more fantastic are those who take on disabled clients. Now, a lot of people are uncomfortable with the idea of paying a sex worker to have sex with someone who is disabled. It's kind of like two different taboo subjects crossing at once and just exploding into everyone's faces. I, however, am a big supporter of it. Not personally, myself. I have never used a sex worker. But I do think it is a great service, and one that should be more accepted, talked about, and kind of seen as normal. It may shock you to learn that disabled people have sexual needs as well. Or not even just sexual needs, but wanting to be physically close to someone, to be touched, held, hugged, stroked, all those adjectives that you can think of. And because they often don't get this from partners, or people aren't exactly lining up to hook up with disabled people, sex workers are often their only choice when it comes to getting that human interaction that I think everyone craves. And to me, it just seems so unfair and close-minded and ignorant of people to deny disabled people this human right of feeling wanted and close to someone and touching someone else, just because they have to pay for it. A lot of the time, these sex workers have actually had specialised training in disability care. So I really don't see the difference between that and, say, going to have a massage. You're still getting touched, you're still enjoying yourself, you're still paying for a service. It's just that the sex worker service is inherently sexual. That's what they're there for. I can't see why people get their knickers in a twist about something that A, doesn't concern them, B, shouldn't be a big deal anyway because it's just sex, and C, why shouldn't disabled people get the chance to enjoy themselves when they don't really have the same avenues and possibilities to go to a club and hook up with someone or meet someone and fall in love than the normal person would? Also, the sex workers see this as a job. They don't see the disabled person as a disabled person. They see them as a client. They see them as any business person would see any other client. If you're in advertising, if you're in retail, they see this person the same way. They don't see them as, oh, this is very strange and I'm such a great person for doing this. It's a job to them. It's an exchange of services for money. And the services are touching and interacting with another human being. As I said, I don't see any difference between that and a massage. Maybe that's just me. I know that some people are a bit more tightly wound and think there is actually a moral issue with selling sex, but I reckon if it's all regulated, if it's all consensual, and if both parties know exactly what they're in it for, why not? Who else is it hurting? I get really fired up and annoyed at people who feel that they have some sort of authority over others, especially in moral cases like this where they decide who deserves to be touched and loved, or just if they want sex. How does it affect them in any way? I don't understand. I'm very supportive of sex workers seeing disabled people. As a disabled person myself, I know how hard it is to get that love and attention from elsewhere. You can get it from your family, you can get it from your friends, but as all of you know, it's very different to get it from someone that you're attracted to. So, yeah, tell me what you think. I know it's quite a touchy subject because, as I said, it's got both taboos kind of entwined into one, talking about disability and talking about sex, especially with sex workers, but I really admire both parties. I admire the sex workers who choose to see disabled clients, and I admire the disabled people that just go, no, I'm a human being too, I deserve this, I'm paying for it, it's a service that I'm paying for, and they just go ahead and do it. I think good on them. They're pretty bloody brave. So yeah, I just thought I'd have a little rant about that because it's come to my attention recently on Twitter. I follow a lot of sex workers on Twitter. I find that they are the most interesting people in the world. The stories that they have, the insights that they have about human relationships and interaction are phenomenal, more so than any scientist that I've ever read, because they actually live it. Every day they live that life and they experience those experiences. And yeah, so I definitely advise that you follow a few sex workers on Twitter if you're on there. I will put some of the really good ones down in the description. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a totally disgusting idea? Do you support it? Are you on the fence? Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening.